Hi everybody, I'm back! Not that you guys on YouTube actually knew I went anywhere, but you guys on Instagram know I vanished for a while in a panic because of my phone dying from an Apple update. But more on that in a moment. Firstly, we're going to be doing some fun playing techniques in my DIY sketchbook. And we're going to be using some Crayola pencils. Let's go. Hey guys, I can't tell you how excited I am to be back and that my phone works. Because we had the trouble in December, didn't we, with the battery? And now I've had the trouble with the Apple update to 14.4 for my iPhone 6s. It put it into a boot loop. My phone kept restarting constantly and I could do no work. And so I thought my phone was destroyed. So I ended up having to join the Apple beta program where you get advanced updates from like you become, you become like a tester. So out of desperation, sometimes they can damage your device. I couldn't back the phone up or anything. It was just like destroyed. So I thought, well, we'll try. And it fixed it so far. Fingers crossed, because I won't know till I look at the camera to see if it's actually recorded. Because I've actually recorded this video 4 times. Tried to. And they've all failed because of the phone. So hopefully we succeed now. So anyway, we'll get into the video. I'm going to be using one of the pages with the tempera paint. This is the one I recorded I think yesterday, and it failed. Well, when you get to see this, it's a couple of days later. But this, again, it didn't record, but this is what we're going to be doing. A butterfly on some of my textured tempera paper. So I think I might try this because it's more kind of textured. And this we'll use later. So I'm just going to be getting into these pencils. I think I'm going to be using the yellow. So we'll go over here. And I use my regular Faber-Castell pencil sharpener. And in here, it's got basically 2 sizes. One is for the triangle pencils, and the other's a universal. Excuse me, for big and regular. So we put that there. Now, I love this tempera paint by Scholar, which is in the United Kingdom. But I think any kid's paint that comes in a bottle is going to give you this texture. As long as it's not that washable kind. You know, you can get regular Crayola squeeze paint that is not washable as such. It won't say washable on the label because you want this kind of chalky finish. So I'm just going to go in and we're going to just do a regular butterfly. And I'm going to start down here. Now, it doesn't matter if your page is completely busted up because you can put more paint over the top. See here, I was too previous and these 2 pages closed together before they were dry. When I went to separate them, the paper ripped. Now, you can either just put more paint over it, or you can incorporate it into a drawing, like I'm going to do. It just gives you a better texture, I think. So, can you see my point? With the Crayola pencils, on this texture, you get a more intense, almost gouache effect with these pencils. But when you put them on regular paper, they're very light, like that. But on here, it's like paint, and the lead does get worn down quicker, I have to admit, but it's so worth it. It doesn't have the same effect on Prismacolor pencils, so there's obviously more of a wax in these Crayolas, or the oil that's in them. There is a slight oil. I read about the Crayolas. There is a kind of oil. So anyway, it makes it work so great on tempera paint. And now tempera paint, let's talk about that. You can actually make it using egg. It was the original paint used for impasto work, for like, you know, painting on the walls absolute years back, the Michelangelos and everything. And you use pure pigment and egg yolks. But this tempera, for like kids as we call it, is basically a load of chalk and binder, and some kind of, and I'm not going to say pigment, but it's like a kid's paint, like food colouring in a powder, but it's all added together into a bottle. And the chalk that's in it is what gives you the nice effect, you know? And it is permanent. It's not water, not water soluble. It doesn't reactivate, that's the word. So when it's dried on your palette, for example, your plastic palette, and you go to add water, it will just break up into bits. It's not going to reactivate. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Whereas with gouache, it will reactivate. Well, you know, if you've got a good quality one, it's going to reactivate. That's the point of it. On your palette, an artist grade gouache reactivates, like watercolours. So yes, I have been in hell with my phone. I use an iPhone 6S to do all of my recordings, and it was kindly given to me a few years back, and it's the only way I can record my videos, because the iPad I have doesn't have the storage, and I use that for my reference imaging if I need to draw while recording for you guys. I also have another screen to look at for my artwork, for example. So I'm so happy I can get back to recording, because it means a lot to me to be able to share my artwork with you. And also to hopefully inspire you. As the whole point of these later videos, or my recent videos, is to actually show you that you don't have to have expensive art supplies to create fun artwork, or just any artwork, you know. I mean, the point is, art is supposed to be fun. And the two YouTubers I follow now, called Mix It Up Marci and Sandy Hester, have really encouraged me and inspired me to have fun in my art, because I had lost it. I was becoming too set in my ways with trying to be professional and, you know, being strict and rigid, and it wasn't fun. It really wasn't. And now I'm really having fun, and I'm experimenting with art supplies and lots of different ones. They're not artist grade. The cheapest is that I can get hold of. And they work. That's the thing. Because in this particular sketchbook, it's not an artist grade sketchbook. It's just printer paper. So you can get your printer paper, get your ready mixed paint, chuck it over the pages, let it dry, and then get your kids' pencils and start sketching out some ideas. And it will inspire you to then create finished pieces from your play session. Need to sharpen. We might end up finishing this in a time lapse, just so you're aware, because I do run out of quiet time. We just see that, how it goes over. You know, we're just looking for real, uninhibited, carefree creation. I noticed that Crayola pencils have come out, well, not just pencils, but the Crayola company have come out with skin tone pencils, or art supplies in general. It's hard for us to get hold of those in France. Crayola isn't actually that widely available. It is on Amazon France, and a box of like 20 pencils costs about 15 euros, which I think is about, say, $10 or something, you know. So it's times like that when you wish you could just pop into your local Walmart and pick them up for, what was it, $2 or something. But we get a lot of the company called Bic. I think it's the Crayola competitor. But I have to say, out of all the kids' range pencils, I prefer the Crayola. I have to say, especially now I have put them onto this tempera paint. They come to life on it. They really do. And no, we're not doing a realistic butterfly. We're doing a made-up fun butterfly. And who knows? You might see one of these floating about somewhere. We're going to scribble. Just the act of scribbling can really free up your creativity. It really can. You're switching off, you're relaxing, you're thinking of nothing, and you're just making art. And that doesn't look particularly fabulous. But the point is, it's been a freeing experience. And that's what we're going for. Freeing ourselves up. Because the next thing we create could actually be very, very good. And now we're going to go into a time lapse. And we're finished with it. Did you see that I used a piece of cardboard, just to smoosh the paint all around to create texture, and then I flipped that page down and we did a print, and then this will be ready when it's dry to draw on top of. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and I'm going to catch you really, really soon. See ya!